YouTube, what's going on? This is Preacher today. How y'all doing? All right, so the first part was basically for me, it was the end of the year check. It was the end of the year because I stopped working November the 16th was my last load because I went on Family Medical Leave Act for my rotator cuff surgery. So my last day working was November the 16th. That's why I showed you the date of the check, which was November the 23rd. And the year to date, which was 67.9 something, was my year to date. So that averaged about 1450, something like that, a week that I made for the year. So that was the average pay for me. Now I'm a trainer, so that was including training most of the year as well. So if you're looking at that, you got to look at I was training. So as training, we get about 500 to 800 more miles a week when we train, but that's only for 3 weeks of the 5 to 6 weeks that we train in. The first 3 weeks, they run the truck as a solo truck. So you get it's basically like you by yourself, even though we have a student, but they run in the truck like we are by ourselves. And then after the 3-week period, that's when we start getting more miles. And then basically the last week that we with a student, that's when we get about 20, I would say about 26 to 2,800 miles a week. But before that, we want to get about anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000 miles a week for 3 weeks when we first train. So if you think about being a trainer and you're on the Dollar General account, that's what you can be looking to make, anywhere from $1,400 to $1,500 a week. So if you're thinking about being a trainer now, if you think about being a trainer, it's not for everybody. You got to be patient. Training is not for everybody. It's not for everybody because students do things that scares you a lot. Sorry about that. Sometimes they don't listen. Sometimes they do listen. Sometimes you get some good ones, but my students can tell you there's some bad trainers on the Dollar General account that making these students do more work than what they really should be doing and not showing the students how to do their hours of service correctly as well, because you're not supposed to be touching anything if you're not on duty. So if you're not on line 4, you should not be helping your trainer unload the truck unless you are on line 4. I don't care. You have a curfew from 12 to 6 o'clock until you get off the curfew. So, and then anytime you start to do anything, you're supposed to be on line 4 on duty. Unless you're driving, then you're supposed to be on line 3 on driving. So don't let no trainer tell you anything different. If they want you to help out for that first load, well, you make sure you go on duty, because that's what you're supposed to do. Go on duty. You're not supposed to be working off the clock. So you're not supposed to be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, working from 6 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock at night. Something wrong with that picture. Okay, I'm getting a lot of students that didn't have other trainers before me, and their trainers was doing that. And it shouldn't be like that at all. So if your trainer is not doing what they're supposed to do and teaching you about those hours of service, something wrong. You're supposed to get 10 hours in that sleeper. 10 hours in that sleeper you're supposed to get. So for the time that you end your shift that day before, you're supposed to get 10 straight hours before you go on duty. So you should not be getting up at 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning if you then drove all the way up to 11 o'clock at night. 10 straight hours. I got a lot of students that the trainers wasn't doing their hours of service correctly and pimping them out. My students, They help with the last stop and maybe some of the second stop towards the end of the second stop, because most of the times I'll be finished by the time they come back on, which is about 10 o'clock. So most of the times I'll be finished. But they only help me with one full stop and maybe half of the last stop or towards the end of the last stop. But sometimes they didn't help me at all, because by the time they finished, I was finished. That's just because I had like a 4 o'clock in the morning delivery or a 5 o'clock in the morning delivery. So by the time I do 3 stops, it's already like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So that's why they haven't helped me out on those. But again, man, think about being a trainer for Dollar General. That is your pay. Certain students, if y'all are watching this, remember, make sure you're doing your hours of service correctly. And you should be doing your own hours of service, not your trainer doing your hours of service as well. You should be doing it. And don't get pimped out. Don't get pimped out at all. You got to remember, yes, you are supposed to help with doing the loads. And if you're going to be working the Dollar General account, we're supposed to be letting you feel it. Yeah, we're supposed to be letting you feel it. Towards the end of your training, yeah, you should be doing a full stop by yourself. Your last 2 to 3 days on the truck, you really should be doing that whole load by yourself. And we sitting down just like this in a chair, watching you do it, giving you more pointers so you can decide if this is what you really want to do. You should be doing it from start to finish. And we just supposed to be sitting down like this and watch you do it, because you're going to be working that account. Now, if you're not going to be working that account, I don't let you do nothing by yourself if you ain't going to work this account. If you're going to be working this account, I let you do one stop by yourself. One stop by yourself. And that's always the smallest stop, too. I'm talking about a stop, if I have, that's like 300 pieces, 400 pieces, something like that. You ain't finna do nothing that's a 2,000 piece stop by yourself, or 1,000 piece, or 1,200 piece by yourself. Not with me, you ain't. I don't got time to wait on you all day. You're going to be slow, and I don't got time to wait on you all day. So I will help you out with that. But if it's something like 400, 500 pieces, something like that, then yeah, I'll let you do it by yourself. So just so you can feel it. I'll let you put inside all the empty rotators and everything. But anyway, that's the pay, as y'all can see. And like I said, people talk about pay all the time, unless they're going to show you that year to date. The year to date, not just 1 week worth of check. Now, I can show you a week worth of check where I done made $1,900, where I done made $2,100, and then come out and tell you, yeah, I'm making $2,000, $1,900 a week. But that year to date is not going to lie. You can get the year to date and the date to that check, divide that by the number of weeks it was in a year, and that tells you the average pay that you get. So don't let nobody sit here and fool you. Oh, you make more than that. Oh, I make that. Not touching any freight, or I make that. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them lie to you. Like I tell them, show me. Don't tell me, show me. You want to comment about the money that you make on this account? Show me your stuff. Show it to me. Show me the year to date with today's date on the check stub. Show it. Black out your name if you want to. No, don't black out your name, because then you can say it's somebody else. So keep your name. Black out more important information, where you stay at, social security numbers, stuff like that. But show us. Don't tell us. Don't complain about it. Don't suggest, oh, you could do this or you could do that, because everybody's situation is different from everybody else's own situation. People so quick to call how much money that they're making, but they don't want you to show you how much money that they are making. Like I say, show me how much money you are making. Show me. Don't tell me. If you be like, well, I make this, show me. I make this. Show, do like I did. I show you the whole check, right? I showed you the whole check. The whole entire check with the date, the year to date. I showed you all that. So you do the same thing, and then tell me the job that you're working at, so everybody here would also know the place where you're working at. Because if you don't want to name the place that you're working at, and you don't want to show us your check stubs, be quiet, please. Be quiet. Be quiet, because that's not helping nobody. I'm trying to help people. People want to know. I'm just trying to help people. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not saying where I work at is the best. I'm not saying where I work at is great for everybody. It's just good for me because I make that and I'm home Saturdays, Sundays, on Mondays, and I have pass-throughs. Most of the time I'm home 4 nights a week, and I'm home Saturday between 2 o'clock and 3:30 afternoon. So I have the rest of Saturday off. I have all of Sunday off, and I have Monday morning off as well. So yes, so when I'm making about $1,400 to $1,500 a week, I'm home on Saturdays, Sundays, and Monday mornings too. So don't tell me you be out for 4 weeks, 5 weeks at a time, and you make that money. I can't do that. I got a family. I need to be home. See what I'm saying? So that's with me being home 3 to 4 nights out of the week. Spend time with my family every weekend. I stay out if I want to stay out, or if they need help, I help them out when they need help, things like that. But you know, that's how much money I'm making working how I'm working. And like I said, being home around 2, 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, having the rest of Saturday off, having all Sunday off, having Monday morning out, and getting back to work again. So there you go. I'll talk to y'all later.